Dr. William Foster's journey back to the United States was marked by anticipation and unease. Though far from Mesopotamia, the presence of Ira's tomb lingered, and the Blazefrost celestial sword, encased in insulating layers, still emanated a chilling aura from the plane's cargo hold. Foster decided to divide the artifacts, sending Ira's skeleton and the remains of the Black Iron Horse to specialized labs while keeping the enigmatic sword for his own study. Upon unpacking the sword in his climate-controlled lab, Foster noticed the room's temperature drop. As he carefully unwrapped the frost-covered blade, the air seemed heavy with energy. The sword's dark, mirror-like surface absorbed light, its hilt carved with symbols of unknown origin. When Foster touched the blade, an intense, soul-penetrating cold left his hand numb and his breath visible in the icy air. Recognizing the sword's unique and dangerous properties, Foster arranged for further analysis by renowned metallurgist Dr. Thaldron Steelheart. He included a cautionary note warning of the sword's inexplicable cold and energy. Days later, Steelheart called urgently, asking Foster to visit in person to discuss the sword. The call confirmed Foster's fears. This artifact was not just extraordinary, but perhaps beyond human understanding. Dr. Foster drove to Dr. Steelheart's lab, his mind racing over the cryptic urgency of Steelheart's call. Upon arrival, Steelheart greeted him with a serious demeanor, guiding him to the lab where the Blazefrost celestial sword lay partially unwrapped on a table. Steelheart's tests had revealed astonishing results. The composition isn't from any known element, he explained, excitement mixing with unease. It's not of this world. Foster struggled to grasp the implications. What do you mean, not of this world? Steelheart elaborated, describing a molecular structure unlike anything on Earth and an energy that defied natural laws. The sword isn't just cold, it's drawing energy, almost as if it's alive, he added. Foster felt the sword's pull again, the same eerie sensation from their first encounter, as the room grew colder. What do we do with it? Foster asked. Steelheart cautioned, we must be careful. This is more than an artifact, it's a connection to something we may not be ready to face. Realizing the sword's dangerous potential, the men discussed next steps, agreeing on further study with utmost caution. Foster resolved to uncover the truth of Ira and the sword's nature. Despite Steelheart's warning, some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. Dr. Foster and Dr. Steelheart carefully repackaged the Blazefrost celestial sword, layering it with insulation to contain its unnatural cold. Even as they worked, Foster felt a gnawing unease, a whisper in his mind warning him that some mysteries were better left unsolved. Despite this, he pressed on, compelled by the sword's monumental implications and the belief it could change history or end it. In the weeks that followed, Foster immersed himself in studying the sword. Progress was slow, as the blade resisted analysis, its secrets buried beneath layers of icy energy. The cold seeped into his lab, chilling him even in the summer heat. Nights brought haunting dreams of battles fought on frozen plains, where he stood as Ira wielding the blade against an indescribable enemy. Whispers began to invade his waking hours, faint but persistent, as if the sword itself were alive and watching. Late one night, as he worked alone, the lab lights flickered and went out. In the darkness, the sword began glowing a brilliant icy blue, filling the room with an unnatural radiance. Whispers grew louder, commanding and malevolent, as the cold overtook him. Staggering back, Foster realized the sword was more than an artifact. It was a sentient force awakening, threatening his sanity and soul. The strange event with the Blazefrost celestial sword ended as abruptly as it began. The lab lights flickered back on, the hum of equipment returned, and the sword's icy glow dimmed. Dr. Foster sank to the floor, trembling and overwhelmed. He realized the sword was not merely an artifact, but a gateway, a beacon to something ancient and incomprehensible that had now awakened. The whispers echoed in his mind, and he felt a chilling certainty. The sword had chosen him, and there was no turning back. Despite his fears, Dr. Foster decided the world needed to know. This discovery was too significant to remain hidden. He and his team organized a press conference, where journalists from across the globe gathered to hear the revelation. Standing at the podium, Foster announced the discovery of Ira's tomb and the Blazefrost celestial sword, emphasizing its extraordinary nature. "This sword is not of this world," he declared, explaining its inexplicable composition and energy. Images of the sword illuminated a screen, its icy light captivating the crowd. Foster revealed plans to display it at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, hoping to engage the scientific community. The room buzzed with questions, the magnitude of the discovery igniting global curiosity. Foster, however, couldn't shake the feeling that the true challenges lay ahead. At a press conference, a journalist asked Dr. Foster about the otherworldly origin of the Blazefrost celestial sword, inquiring if it was extraterrestrial. Dr. Foster explained that while they couldn't confirm the sword's origin, its materials didn't match anything known on Earth, leaving open the possibility of it being extraterrestrial or from another dimension. When questioned about the sword's coldness, Dr. Foster revealed that it emitted an intense cold beyond normal expectations, drawing heat from its surroundings, suggesting it was imbued with a strange energy. Another journalist inquired about its historical significance. Dr. Foster believed the sword might link to King Ira of Babylon, potentially altering our understanding of ancient civilizations and their interactions with unknown forces. When asked about safety concerns regarding its display, Dr. Foster assured that the sword would be housed in a specially designed case with strict security measures to ensure public safety. He further explained the vast scientific implications, suggesting that the sword could revolutionize materials science and quantum physics. Following the conference, the sword's unveiling at the Metropolitan Museum drew massive crowds. The exhibit, housed in a specially secured gallery, allowed visitors to witness the sword's eerie coldness, leaving them in awe of its mysterious presence. The museum staff, alongside security guards, maintained strict oversight of the Blazefrost celestial sword exhibit, ensuring no one came within 5 meters of the display. Despite the precautions, the sword exerted a mysterious pull on visitors. Some reported a sense of unease, as if an ancient presence watched them, while others claimed to hear whispers. The media continued to cover the phenomenon, with journalists from around the world flocking to the museum. As weeks passed, the excitement surrounding the sword remained strong, sparking debates among scholars about its possible extraterrestrial origin or ties to a lost advanced civilization. Dr. William Foster, at the center of this global attention, was invited to speak at conferences and approached by governments and private entities. However, he remained cautious, sensing that they had only scratched the surface of understanding the sword's true nature. Late at night, Dr. Foster visited the gallery, drawn to the cold light that danced across the sword's blade. He heard faint whispers, like voices from another time, and wondered if they had made a grave mistake in revealing the sword. The burden of the sword's secrets weighed heavily on him, knowing the world was watching. The battle between the known and unknown had just begun, with the Blazefrost celestial sword at the heart of it all, silently waiting in the museum's shadows.